Welcome to the Buy Box Bandits podcast.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Buy Box Bandits podcast, episode 42. Got my man KT Hustles here, who does over 100K a month OA and wholesale. So a great and very relatable episode to a lot of our listeners who are in those business models. We do want to mention we have the Buy Box Bandit Discord is now live. We gave away some merch last night, so it's completely free. It's just a community Discord where we can all hang out as bandits and banter together. Some of the boys got the merch on as well, so make sure you join that. Link's in the description. But KT, thanks for being with us. This is a long-awaited one that I've been working on getting scheduled for a while, but you're in the new warehouse, and we're excited to have you here.
Sir, I appreciate it, man. I always wanted to come on.
That's what's up. All right, so like we were talking about a few minutes ago prior, you started very recently for how successful you've gotten so quickly. So take us back to the beginning. How did you get into reselling, Amazon, and all that? And then we'll talk through what you're up to currently.
Cool. So actually, I started right after high school. I started selling water on the streets of DC. It's a funny little hustle, but I was making a few $100s every single day selling water, at monuments, and that's what kind of got me into hustling. And then I went to college, didn't do any reselling, anything like that until I graduated. And that's when I started selling on Amazon. It's because I joined a reselling group and, started selling, stuff started to pick up, and I was I could run a business with this stuff. So, I got denied from a job, and then I decided to focus on my Amazon, and, I was working all day and the money started coming in. So I decided to systemize stuff.
Where'd you go to college and what'd you study in?
So I went to college in a school called VCU in Richmond.
Yeah.
I studied finance.
Nice.
What's up? And so you're 22, 23?
Yeah, I'm 23.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So we're the same age. And so for context, you starting December a year ago, so 14 months ago, I think in May or something, you put up 200, right?
Yeah. So I was flipping a few different things before then that were I was relying on two items that were flying, low sales rank, and then the pools started coming in. So I jumped on the pools, and that stuff was crazy. I ran a whole operation, out of my garage in the storage unit. Me and my boy would just go. We would get 2 trucks every day and just drive all across the state and fill it up and just ship out every single day.
And it's interesting because there's a whole generation of resellers and some now former resellers that made a huge bag off the pools, but never ended up building anything sustainable after it. You did. So talk about that transition, because it's not as easy. Pools are some of the easiest money out there, during the shortages and everything, but you transitioned into really scalable and stable wholesale type items. So talk us through how you went from just, doing bolos and such to actually building out a really cool gig you got right now.
All right. So towards the end of the pool season, I started to get a little scared because, I knew it was going to last much longer and I didn't want to wash up. So I joined, I started researching wholesale and doing deep research on it. I learned a few ways to source, a few softwares that I found, and I started using them. I found some brands my first initial brands that were selling pretty good. And I just hammered down on it. I got a VA to scan through all of the brands that I would get, and I would make calls, etc. I went hard in it, and I was able to get a good amount of success.
Yeah. Is your friend that you ran pools with still in the business, or he kind of went his own way?
Yeah, he's not really in it
anymore. Yeah, I mean, the pools, we're talking about buying something for $250 and immediately selling it for, $400 after fees in an hour of you getting it listed. It's a much different story with the more, different types of items, grocery products, shoes and clothing, that kind of thing that sell a little bit slower, but on the flip side are a lot more replenishable.
And also chlorine as well. That was
this man's
chlorine and pools were those are the most disgusting sales ranks ever.
Yeah.
That stuff was flying. It was ridiculous.
Crazy.
Seriously.
So are you still doing a lot of what were you saying, Garrett?
I was just going to ask your strategy in terms of how you went about finding those pools before we started to transition into your business now.
Oh, so my strategy about finding the pools. All right. So basically, At first, I was just going, store to store to store and just like testing my luck. But I started to realize, it was like 12, between the times of like 12 and 2 a.m., there would be like a restock on Walmart and it would show like limited availability. It would go from out of stock to limited availability on a list of stores. So whatever stores that the stock changed, they got a restock. So we would hit those, 3 or 4 stores first and then cash out like every time. And then from there, we would hit the smaller stores that we, hit or miss stores.
And this was all Walmarts?
All Walmart, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy, man. Because people always talk about like they literally just from one store being able to make, like 200K in revenue is probably on the low end on pools, like 50K in profit. Like that's a person's salary in a year in a business you started 4 months prior after having no experience. Like we can't understate the beauty of that. Now you've kept going with that. So you had just showed us prior and right as we were jumping on the warehouse here, and tell us about your current workflow and situation and how that's different from what you were doing at the start.
So at the start, I was mainly, focused on a few different replens and all of that. And just like, I was all over the place, honestly, because shipping out my own stuff, trying to call brands, it was like, I was just working too much and I don't like working that, you have to, but like, I'd rather be able to, get a warehouse. I'll have employees that can ship out for me. I get my VA now. So because I have my scanning softwares down to the point where like, I know how to source very well and I can get a good amount of brands and products, in a good amount of time. And I taught my VAs how to do that as well. So now I'm more of just, directing people and just making calls to different brands now. So like my daily activities have changed a good amount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how are you identifying brands that you think are going to be good?
So I use a few softwares. Like one good one is Smart Scout that I use.
Yeah.
I'm also using a few different local suppliers that I try to find. On top of that, my area is pretty good with that. And, storefront stalking,
I mean, hey, everyone does it. You know what I mean? Some people own it, like everyone does it. And it's a great way to source. Totally.
But there's a lot of ways to source, to be honest. Yeah.
Danny, you had a question?
Yes. So you're doing a lot of mostly wholesale now. Are you still doing online arbitrage and going through like the OA stuff, or is it mostly just focusing all your attention on wholesale?
Yeah. So basically I focused most of my attention on wholesale, but I had a good amount of replens before I got straight into wholesale. So I still have those replens. And I also, I see different, like a lot of different leads that come up that like I find, doing my sourcing or, I just see and like I pick them up and it's too good of an offer to resist really, especially with all the cash back that I utilize on top of my credit card, all of that. Mm-hmm. And like, there's just a lot of OA listings that have low sales ranks, that fly and it's too good.
Yeah. And you're also really nicely tapped into the community too. Like I know you have a Discord and stuff, and I've been in it and everything. And so that's helped you as well. And that's something we talk about every episode. But talk to us how being in the community and being around other people has helped you along the way.
Oh yeah, that's like big time. So initially I joined a reselling group and, I liked it and everything. I decided I wanted to start my own. So we started up, we were paid, we had a few hundred members, and then it started slowing down because of seasonal stuff. And, it's growing back again, but it's still free. And, being involved in the community, talking to a whole bunch of other sellers, even like smaller sellers help you a lot. It's just like, I'm so much more in tune with what's going on and I can see trends so much faster. It helps me pick up on products faster.
And opportunities find you when you help people. You know what I mean? When you're answer their questions, like literally like for years, you know what I mean? It compounds those relationships and everything. Like we're able to do this podcast because, we were following you with each other and we were talking about everything. And Jen, you guys also share all the NFT plays and stuff in there. I know you do some of that as well. Nice. The Amazon stuff, a little more stable and predictable. Absolutely. Yeah. So what do you keep a broad catalog, or you zeroed in a couple categories? Are you looking at anything you can make money on?
I do not zone in on any specific categories. I like, beauty and grocery a lot, but I do not, wave off any opportunities. So I scan through everything.
Yeah, and are you shipping out pallets mostly, or are you doing small parcels still?
So to be honest, I was doing small parcel in my house all the time because it was such an inconvenient place for LTL to come in because I lived on the main road. And now I'm in the warehouse. I'm trying to start doing LTL shipments, and it's just kind of like it's a lot to learn. I'm looking for carriers that come by every single day. That's what I'm kind of on right now because I'm spending a ton of money on small parcel.
Yeah. Do you know the exact math on how much cheaper a pallet would be compared to like the per pound if you were just going to box
Dude,
everything?
it's a ton cheaper.
Yeah.
Like
Bro.
a pallet's usually like $70.
That's crazy.
It depends what you're shipping with the UPS, but it can be 20, 30 cents cheaper per pound, which is, it adds up obviously with
Across
volume.
and thousands of pounds over multiple
So
shipments.
you mentioned you had a VA working for you. How long has that been VA working for you?
I've had my main VA for, I would say, 4 months now. I just got another person on the team as well.
How important has been like delegating tasks for you, like in your business?
That is like, it's like one of the biggest things because, hustling is amazing, but I don't like focusing my time on, like small stuff like shipping or even doing wholesale applications myself when it comes to the point where you're doing like 30, 40 or scanning through all of these lists myself, because that requires intense focus sometimes, most of the time. So it gives me a lot of peace of mind to delegate this person, this person, and this to my VA. And it requires, I can focus on, calls, just delegating everything and just have a more peaceful life.
How was it?
Do you have any prep help in the warehouse?
What was that?
Do you have any prep help in the warehouse?
Yeah, I have 2 people helping me. Well, one full-time, one part-time.
Very good.
How was it like giving, because this is something I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with, is like giving that trust off to an employee, especially like a VA. So like how was that for you? Like how did you know you could trust this VA? Not just because like they could do the work, but know that like you could actually trust them with like your store, your products and everything. Was there like a moment you knew, or do you have like a screening process for them? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so honestly, I had a list of different VAs that I was looking at and I screened them out. I like obviously asked about their former experience. I asked them, can you find some products and like show me everything? And like I found one guy and I started him out with some small tasks and he ran with it. He's been doing good ever since. And honestly, it was hard to trust him because I like my eyes, my eyes on everything. But it definitely was not easy to trust him, but he's doing well.
Yeah, and as younger people being in school, up until a few years ago, a year ago, whatever, we're so conditioned to do everything ourselves, right? Don't work with other people, obviously don't cheat in different cases, but with this kind of stuff, it's very helpful. And delegation is totally a skill to learn as you go, and us getting experience with that really, really early compared to, people in other types of careers that won't get into management for, 5-10 years or whatever like that is very valuable. So tell us about the moment when you knew you could do Amazon full time, or how that came about, if you knew from the beginning. Curious on that.
So honestly, it was towards April when I was selling these few replens, and that month, I think April, I made like 13 grand profit, and I'm like, holy fuck.
That's more than the job would have given you, I bet.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is crazy. If I just find like 30 of these, I could run the whole operation.
Dope. Yeah. And so what's your whole tech stack? Like what all software are you using?
So I use AZ Insight as my calculator for like profits. I use AMZ Scout calculator for sales. I use Smart Scout for sourcing. I use obviously Keepa, Scan Unlimited for my Excel sheets to do pretty well. I think that may be
Inventory lab.
Scan Unlimited is pretty good going through the UPCs.
Yeah, I like that one.
It seems to be one of the better ones. I've tried a bunch. Scan Unlimited seems to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you experimented with the 2D workflow yet?
have not. Honestly, I have a weekly list that I always have and like a daily list, and that's on my weekly to like look at.
It just keeps getting pushed back week to week, but you never get to
Heard
it.
very
Like
good
mine.
things.
I
Yeah,
had a similar thing.
both of the wholesale guys we've had recently, Alex and then 1000 Asins, both said 2D workflow. I think both of them mentioned that 2D workflow was a game changer, and especially for the scale you're talking about.
Yeah.
Definitely. Speaking of what some of those guys said, are you doing any small and light?
Small and light?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he hit us with the yeah. He's definitely doing small.
He says, "Oh yeah."
I have a good amount of ASINs. Nothing crazy yet, but they're on the small and light, and honestly, returns are great. Sales volume is good. I'm a bit advocate for it.
That's what's up. And are those way or wholesale? The small and lights.
They're all wholesale.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
gotta be, dude. You're not buying anything small.
That's what I thought, but I just, just
Small
curious.
and light caps at $8, right?
Yeah.
It just got moved to
That's
8. It
great.
was 7 last year.
7 not to 8. And how much lower are the referral fees?
A lot.
Oh,
It can double, triple your margin on
Oh,
a
really?
particular product.
Damn.
I go from breaking even / losing to like making 30% returns.
Oh, so it's serious. I might need some of that in my life at some point. So in terms of wholesale, a lot of people want to get into wholesale, but just don't know how. In terms of like your wholesale script, what you're saying to these brands, you doing distributors as well. Just walk us through kind of the beginner boot camp for BBB listeners looking to do wholesale.
All right. So for beginner. All right. So I'll talk about how I kind of got started. So I was using a body wash, and I was like, I wonder if this sells on Amazon. So I actually looked at it, and it was selling great on Amazon. So actually on the back of a lot of products, there's a phone number. So I called and asked, like, can you guys help me directly with some terrible script, not even a script. And obviously they said no. And I saw somewhere someone said, ask for a list of distributors. So I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Or like, so I actually asked them for a list of distributors, or, and they're like, okay, we have a lot of distributors. You want like small ones, big ones? I was like, okay, like your big ones. And I actually made a purchase from them. So I get my bath products for free.
Oh, true. Yeah. Damn. Very true.
And
So
you're
literally
supposed to be paying taxes on that. The ones you use yourself, you're supposed to be making a list.
So you're literally like, you're just anything you can find, phone number, give them a call, ask for the list of distributors, because you don't lose anything by that. You know what I mean? You have everything to gain and literally nothing to lose besides the 30 seconds it took to get on the phone with them.
Also, a big thing I would say is like make yourself look professional. Obviously, like have a website, domain, and a good script to just be professional.
Yep. And are you following up with the ones that say no too?
Yeah, I have my VA emailing everyone back. I make sure to have notes on my sheet. So
Nice. Yeah.
I'll put my date that I hit them up on. So like after a week, follow up on everything.
That's what's up.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Do you have any like go-to objection, like responses to objections when you call a brand and they just say like absolutely not?
Honestly, sometimes I ask, like why? Like
I always ask why.
like a bad experience or what happened, and I'll have a conversation with them. And sometimes they say like, we actually might be opening it up in a few months, so get back with us. But I don't ask every single time, to be honest. But a lot of times I do, especially if it's an account that I really, really want. Like I'll ask why, and like I'll keep that on the list, and I just like keep hitting them up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Cause there's LTV that those like you're spending the time to identify products you want, and then only a certain amount of those you'll be able to buy. So it makes sense to go as hard as possible at those. And are you negotiating them down like crazy too on like long-term stuff once you have accounts ready and you're buying consistently?
Yeah, for sure. Like if I find a product that is selling 1,000 times a month or more, and like I want to make a big order, I'll tell them, instead of making my monthly order, I'll double it. And like, can you get me at this price? Sometimes, and a lot of the times they get me close, if not there.
Yeah, so that helps. I mean, any dollars you can save, absolutely. And I know you post the Amex bill sometimes, and it gets a little, it gets in there with 6 digits. It makes me a little nervous. But if you're buying right, whatever works. Definitely. Is that the only way you've gone about getting outside capital, or any Amazon loans, traditional loans from banks?
Are you buying on like terms like net 30 or net 15, or just credit card?
I buy on Net30 as well. Majority is credit card because I honestly, I haven't had accounts for that long. So some suppliers are still getting me on credit cards or like small Net30s. But yeah, majority credit card and sometimes bank transfer, which I hate, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Facts.
Yeah. The prepayment bank transfers or wires are the worst.
Oh yeah, man. No Amex.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never done it, but like, absolutely. All right. So how high do you think you can get Amazon? Like, do you want to scale to like 8 figures a year, or are you looking to build other businesses, or what's kind of your long-term plan?
So for Amazon, I definitely, for wholesale, I can see myself getting, like 600, 700K a month short term. But then, I want to get it to a point where everything is delegated, like literally like everything, even my, I just got my account health situations kind of delegated. So like everything, I have someone in the warehouse running everything. So I can, look at different ventures because I ultimately want to start a private label brand.
Nice.
Brands, that branch off of my own personal brand, because that's just like something I really want to do. I have something in mind as well. And that's going to be I'm going to have to focus a lot on that. So
It's good though that you understand the Amazon fundamentals. You've dealt with cash flow cycles on all that. You get how FBA works and everything before going into private label. And the 5K purchase order is a lot less to you now than it was, back last winter or whatever, when you were just getting started. You know what I mean? You have the fundamentals down that you can go and attack. Danny, you're doing something similar like that right now, right?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get everything wholesale wise delegated as well. And then I also have a private, well, I don't have any, like currently I have some test orders coming in, but I want to start my own private label brand. That's like kind of the next step. But yeah, I mean, wholesale has been like the supplier of money for all of that.
Yeah, great. It's consistent. Yeah, like there's no marketing, there's no emails, like in terms of like customer retention, customer acquisition.
Yeah, it's all organic. It's all organic name brand traffic. It's great.
Buy something that's good and someone's gonna buy it. Like, because literally everyone listening buys stuff on Amazon. Like the people selling that stuff to you, whether they sold it to Amazon or they're selling it on Amazon, they're making money on it. It's literally all different types of products.
Like these products exchange like from manufacturer to end consumer could go through like 3-4 different entities. So there's money being made at every step of the way.
Distributor, it's a wholesaler, it's a second wholesaler, it's a retailer.
Yeah, there's redistributors, there's sketchy people sometimes involved, like weird small companies. Like, yeah, it's crazy. There's so much money being made from the manufacturer to the end consumer. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So tell us about the local distributors. Were those easy to find on Google, or did you have to dig a lot to get some good ones locally? Because that's something that we recommend to people looking to do, is look in their local area.
To be honest, I only have one, and I'm trying to get more right now because one problem I ran into is these deliveries are taking so long sometimes. Sometimes I'm waiting 3-4 weeks and I've already made a credit card purchase, and that just like kind of messes up your school.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to look into local distributors where I can, make a quick purchase and go pick it up right away, have my inventory in hand and out to Amazon in like 2-3 days max.
Have you had any success going to vendor shows or trade shows or anything like that in person?
I have not yet. I was planning on going to one. I remember it was in the summer, but I forget why I didn't go. But I'm actually going to go out to ASD this weekend just to see what's up with everything.
Are you going, Garrett?
I don't think I'm going now.
Wait,
have you downloaded the vendor list yet?
Garrett, you're not going to ASD?
Yeah. Garrett.
Wait, hold on. I thought you were going.
Are you going, Danny?
I was going to go for like the last 2 days. Yeah. I can't go Sunday, but I might fly to Vegas on Monday.
Oh, Danny. He's not going for ASD though.
No, bro.
That was the same thing we were considering, but yeah, I don't know yet. It'll be a split last minute decision.
Yeah,
have you
pull up though? You should.
Have you downloaded the vendor list yet?
Yeah, I did a little while back, and I told my VA to scan it, and he did not even scan it yet. So I'm gonna get on about that.
Yeah, is it this weekend?
Yeah, so
it is
this weekend. So we went last year, and the one thing that you'll want to do before you even step into the trade floor is compile like a short list of people you want to talk to and sort of like what you want to talk to them about, right? Because you're going to walk in, there's going to be thousands or hundreds of tables, and it's going to be overwhelming. right?
They're
So
all
you want to
gonna
go in with
dealers.
Miles. What?
They're all going to be cannabis dealers. They're CBD dealers.
I
Don't
mean,
act like you told us every single vendor, like besides the good ones.
no, I mean, not like probably a third of them.
Oh, I thought it was like over 50%. Well, never mind.
Is this ASD? Is this for Amazon? Is it like Amazon only? What does it stand for?
No, it's
I'll
not
look it up.
Amazon only.
I'll look it up.
Like, are most people there Amazon sellers?
Oh no, I doubt it.
Really?
The people who are buying, not necessarily. A lot of them are though.
There's another event the week after ASD that Eric was saying in California. Some like grocery.
Yeah,
or-
what is it? It's
I think it's
Oh,
the toy
affordable-
one, is it? No.
Affordable shopping destination.
No,
Is
Then
that
which
actually
one?
what it stands for?
Yeah. Affordable shopping. I didn't even know that was like the logo or whatever. But yeah, so that's cool that you're going. Maybe some of these guys will be there. And there's probably some, if you're like local DC area, I think like there's probably some around there in the summer too. I would assume that'll be a good opportunity. Definitely. So in terms of the other ventures you were mentioning, like any specifically in mind besides the private label stuff?
So actually, with my group, that right now we're actually relaunching it, and we have a lot of stuff in there as well. So that's something that I have more time to focus on now that I've delegated a lot of tasks. So definitely my group, I'm gonna have a lot of focus in there. We have Amazon leads, Amazon information, NFTs, all of that. So that's one thing.
Yeah, I see you post the NFT plays every once in a while, and I could see him doing well on that stuff. Definitely.
Great.
Do you have a
What-
large majority of your net worth in NFTs?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, pocket watching over here.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, some people on Twitter do. They got
Yeah.
I see people like tweeting out like pictures of the Ethereum, the guy who made Ethereum. It's like a meme, and they're like, "This is the person. Your whole net worth is in this guy's hands," and he's wearing like a sheep or like a unicorn on his shirt.
Yeah, he was. Damn, yeah, man. My MetaMask got hacked like a month ago. So
Okay.
your boy lost all my holdings. Yeah,
Yeah, Miles lost like 3 bands.
yeah.
It's
well,
weird. The same day, mine went up 3,000. So I don't know how that works. It's
yeah,
strange.
you don't even know what a MetaMask is.
Anyway, so you talked a lot about delegation, right? And so I think one of the areas that a lot of new sellers struggle with is sort of the distinction between working in your business and on your business. What has worked for you in terms of starting to pull yourself out and overseeing the operation rather than kind of working inside of it?
So number one thing, honestly, is just getting people that trustworthy, valuable people that can, that are efficient, that you really can believe in your business like as much as you do. Like my employees that ship for me, they see my vision, and I can trust them. They're efficient to get everything out and a lot of things out on a daily basis. So, you just got to find the good people and delegate it to them, and that can take a lot off your shoulders and really change everything.
Yeah. And how'd you find the warehouse? Was it just like on market, or did you have to dig?
So, oh no, it was not on market. In my area, it's crazy.
Yeah, I remember. You were
It's
crazy.
crazy.
while,
Yeah,
I
it's crazy. A
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
the whole eastern seaboard from like North Carolina up into even like there's so many distributors from like honestly from like North Carolina all the way up to Maine. It's crazy
Yeah.
how many people are manufacturing there.
There's a
So,
and
ton
just
in the
distrib- or
tri-state,
just
like New
distributing.
York, New Jersey.
So many.
yeah, especially up.
I was driving like across like from Harrisburg to Pennsylvania. There was so much industrial development, like warehouse. I'm like half of it was Amazon themselves, but like I guess that's good for the like I drove past a warehouse some of my shoes went to, which is the first time ever that's happened. Like a warehouse I was hip to and everything. In terms of categories that's low-hanging fruit for beginners, like obviously, unfortunately, right now there's no pools. There might be some pools. I was making a Keepa tutorial actually and looking at pools, and sales rank's getting down lower again, but the offer count's still really low. But for the Bandit listener that's out there that really doesn't know what to start with, what categories do you think they should go after?
Categories, I would say grocery is easy to get into. I would say also beauty as well. Electronics, not like like computers, stuff like that, but console type things, video games that you find at Walmart and online links.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get into. No crazy prep involved. It's
True. Yeah, true. Definitely on that regard. And were you FBAing pools or FBMing?
So I made a big mistake FBMing pools. So I FBM'd a good amount of them. And
I remember this. I think. I remember you sharing it, I think.
Yeah. So don't FBM pools. Like, do not do that. You're going to get hit with $1,000 fine for each pool that they catch. And, I shipped out a ton. Luckily, I only got hit for 20, which is like, still 20 grand is a shit ton of money. So,
shit, especially at the start, dude.
Wait.
He says, luckily, I only got hit with 20.
Yeah.
Wait, what are these fines we're talking about right now? What the hell are you saying? What thousand? Is this from UPS?
Yeah, UPS $1,000 fee.
If it's over, what was the weight?
150. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you were shipping
and then I heard
200-pound pools.
They're 155 pounds.
Oh,
and I heard people were shipping the cover and the pool separately.
Which was low-key smart.
Yeah, I do remember hearing that.
That is smart.
No, but then as a customer, they get, God forbid, they don't come on the same day, right? Then you get a pool that's not with a cover, and then they complain.
You
And
ship the cover first.
The way you got to do it is you put 4 of these big pools on a pallet and ship them to FBA, ship them to Amazon. It might take a little longer than a week or 2 to check in, maybe 3 weeks to check in. But if it's summer, it's going to sell, and you're safe. You're not going to get hit with a fee. So that's how you got to do it.
How was UPS? Were they just calling you and telling you like F off, pay us? Or like, how did that work?
Oh yeah, did they deduct that from your seller account?
Yeah, amazing. They took it from your seller account, and I was trying to get the money back. I called all these UPS agents, all these emails. I sent mail to them because 20K profit. I was kind of starting out.
Seriously, dude, I'd be pissed about 20K now. I'll be pissed about 20K probably, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And there was nothing on your account health. It was just the fine.
Nothing, just the fine. And the thing is,
well, I mean, that's a good thing.
Lucky. That was lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, account health would be bad, but it wasn't even like they give you notification. You just have to go into your transaction view and see $1,000 gone each time.
Yeah, we were talking.
Oh, so you had no idea if you weren't.
Yeah, that's how the UPS does their fines. I can't remember who we were talking to. I don't know if it was on the podcast, but I was speaking to someone else who had the same thing, and he had no idea until he had his either accountant or VA go back in and reconcile and was like, hey, what are all these like same UPS charges? And it was the same thing. It was like thousands of dollars on overweight fees.
And you don't even notice it. Like if you're selling pools, a lot of pools, your account balance goes up and down every day. So you barely notice.
Are you going to be chasing pools this year, or do you think they're not going to be as good?
I honestly feel like it could be an opportunity. I kind of got to see closer to March, April, but obviously the stuff is inflated, so retail prices are much higher. But that also means the selling price is going to be up as well. So the margins might be there. So I got to see.
I think it will be, because even like year over year, like there's not like the people who didn't care about going to a pool last summer still don't care, but the people who cared about not wanting to go to a pool last summer still care. I feel like. So I think there's going to be money in pools this year as well.
For sure. And the demand is always there. It might not be as crazy as COVID, like part 1, but the demand is there and the supply is not.
Yeah. And you have way more money and knowledge than you did last year to run the operation better. Like I don't know, we didn't comment on it, but knowing that Walmart updated at midnight, like was crazy. That would have helped me knowing that back then. Was that just something you picked up on? Like, are you just a night owl naturally, or do you check that? Were you checking that every night and then you realized it, or how did that work? So that was some ninja stuff.
So, it was just like one of the days, like we weren't hitting that well, and like I was just on the Walmart website because sometimes they do restock and you can do in-store pickup, and I just caught a trend. It was like 12 a.m. I was like, okay, this has to be a trend. And then the next day, I looked at it, and all these different stores changed. I was like, okay, these stores are going to be in stock for sure.
Yeah.
And how there at the crack of dawn?
Were you doing order pickups, or were you just going straight in and pulling them out?
So some stores would give you, order pickup availability. Some would just say limited stock, how Walmart is, and you just have to go in and order
pickups are such a major key though, and that was like a big reselling shift over the the pandemic is now everyone offers order pickups. Like, I mean, I'm picking up stuff from like Ace Hardware to use in the crib, like everything's just much easier. But the order pickups are crazy because they confirm in store that they have it. So you're not driving around for no reason if it's order pickupable, which is super helpful. I do that like weekly for some refunds actually locally. Seriously clutch, yeah.
And he order pickups his pizza every Thursday too.
I might run that up today, actually. Let me know in the comments if I should.
Dude, I kind of hope it would be interesting to see now everyone like go after like a chlorine or another pool surge. That'd be fun.
Well, that's the thing. We just had Q4 and like, you know what I mean? That was a gold rush.
I think the funniest thing about all of that when chlorine and pools were going on is like everyone knew, but no one would talk about it. It was so funny. Where like people would try and be like super secret. Like there's 300 people on this chlorine listing. Like we see everyone.
Literally like 300.
Yeah, like you could go find all of Instagram and probably like half of Twitter on that one chlorine listing.
The one chlorine listing too, and a couple of the pools. I mean, today I was making a video on the pools, like I said, like looking at the Keepa, and I'm like trying not to pick out ones I was on, although I didn't even really do too much pools. But all right, so a lot of lessons learned there. So where does one go to make sure they're not getting obliterated by UPS overweight fees? Just so we can clear that up and everyone can go check just to make sure.
So you got to go to the payment tab, transaction view, and then there's an option that says like shipped orders, I believe so. And then you're going to see all the shipping charges that you get. And then you're going to see some that say adjustment. And those are UPS orders that like, you know, they check the shipment and they're adjusting it. They're adding a fee on top of it. And like they do that for a lot of shipments, you know, a lot of FBM shipments do that. So I had to plug in my UPS account just so like, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that up so I can make sure I check that right after this.
And there's like no shot of getting them refunded, right?
No shot. It's probably like less than 10%.
Damn. And you can't even like, it's not like credit card transaction. You can't like dispute it on Amazon. Wait, so if you ship anything FBM now, are you buying the labels through like your own UPS account, like on through like a ship station, or are you still doing it through Amazon?
Transaction view?
Yeah, transaction view.
I was doing it live.
I prefer to do it.
Get it up for after, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't like lose it here. But yeah, okay. So a lot of takeaways. Definitely, guys, make sure you're staying on top of that.
Wait, Moss, you were saying something. What were you saying?
Oh, my bad. Oh, well, you called me out for like looking it up live, but all right, my bad. So what were we saying?
That yeah, I do ship through my UPS account because like you can get your money back when you ship through your own account because UPS is very, very strict on the shipping requirements. If your dimensions are off, their laser scan catches it, you might get an adjustment fee, or like, you know, their box is too heavy or too, you know, they mess you up with that. And when you ship through your own account, you can get the money back. But through Amazon, it's not easy because if you go to UPS, they're going to tell you go to Amazon. You go to Amazon, they're going to tell you go to UPS. It's just back and forth like ping pong. You're fighting over like a few adjustment fees.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a shame, but make sure you guys stay on top of that. Definitely. So where can people find you on social media, man?
So on IG and Twitter, at KT Hustles.
That's what's up. And yeah, you're pretty active. Go join. It's Lightning Cooks, right? Is the free group. Yeah, go check that out, I guess, for a lot of good stuff in there. But yeah, thanks a lot. I think that was really fun. Hopefully in 6 to 12 months, we can run it back for another episode and hear, you're doing now 400K a month, 500K a month and all that. But that was really fun. Thanks a lot for all the game today, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. It was a pleasure to come on.
Yep, absolutely. And thanks to all our viewers, and we'll see you guys Friday morning. Sharp.
Join the Discord.